Have you ever wondered how many insects could change the future of food? In massive farms, billions of mealworms are raised to provide sustainable protein. Once we're going to explore how mealworms are grown and processed food, these little creatures are now leading a food revolution. Beetle, Tenebrio molitor, to valuable products every day. Mealworms, despite their name, aren't worms, but the larvae they start as tiny eggs, hatch into these adaptable creatures, can thrive almost anywhere, backyards, farms, and even space, and eventually transform into adult beetles. Mealworms have even been sent to the International Space Station to study how they survive in zero-gravity, cardboard, and even styrofoam, breaking it down into nutrients that enrich the soil. What makes mealworms truly special is their role as natural recyclers. They can eat organic waste like leaves that more and more people are starting to farm them. Researchers are exploring how mealworms might help solve the plastic waste problem, as they can digest material decades to decompose. So, what makes these little guys so amazing, both bedding and food? In mealworm farms, mealworms are substrate like bran or oats, which are kept in shallow trays or boxes. Darkness is important because mealworms are naturally nocturnal and prefer low-light conditions, stacked in large racks and placed in cool, dark environments. Mealworms are easy to feed. They usually eat grains, plants, and reduce their stress and keep them active. But they can also thrive on a simple vegan diet. This means they don't need much special care. Mealworm beetle mate, when the female lays eggs in a warm, dry environment like wheat bran or oats for them to lay their eggs. With plenty of food. Mealworms require a dry environment to breed effectively. To breed mealworms and larvae, which we need, it's important to provide 100 eggs in a dark, moist place with worm larvae. The larvae grow to be about half an inch food. These eggs hatch into creamy white. After mating, a female darkling beetle lays 7 stage can last anywhere from 6 to 300 days. Her skin, called molting, 10 to 14 inch long, depending on their age. They shed before turning into pupae. Into their trays. The feeding frequency depends on the number of larvae, depending on the temperature. Typically feed mealworm larvae by sprinkling, but generally, food is added daily or every 2 to 3 days to ensure the larvae. If there are no changes, some larvae may have enough nutrition. Usually, mealworm larvae will consume all the food in the tray, but over time, if there isn't enough fresh food, a bit of leftover food. Therefore, farmers check regularly and replace the food to ensure the cleanliness of the farming environment. After about 2 to 3 months of farming, mealworm larvae can reach the sufficient for harvesting. Mealworms, though small, are incredibly beneficial and a great addition to any worm farm. In their larval stage, an excellent food source for many animals, which is why they are highly favored by bird and reptiles. Offer a nutritious meal for insect-eating birds, helping to keep them healthy. Packed with protein, vitamins, and minerals, meal 2 main ways: drying or grinding. Mealworms are usually processed to to preserve their nutrients and extend shelf life. Drying, freeze-drying, or using After harvesting, they are dried through methods like they may be ground into powder, which is commonly used as a protein. One, in pet food or treats. Mealworms may be small, but they're incredibly useful in type of pet food and then molded into mealworm bars. Another way to distribute mealworms. They are mixed. Subscribe for more.
Did you know Americans don't just...
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and
cookies. They're obsessed. On average, each person eats 300 cookies a year, which adds up to our video. We're diving into the fascinating process of cookie production. 35,000 cookies in a lifetime. Inton was ready for larger cakes. The earliest known cookies date back to 7th century Persia, modern-day Iran. Small dollops of cake batter were baked to ensure from mixing the dough to baking the perfect batch. Let's get started. Cookies trace their origins to test cakes by early bakers to gauge oven temperature. One of the first regions to cultivate sugarcane, a key ingredient in cookies. Ruth Graves Wakefield, owner of a Massachusetts restaurant, ran out of baker's chocolate while preparing cookies. In the United States, the iconic chocolate chip cookie was invented by accident. She substituted semi-sweet chocolate, creating the now famous Toll House Crunch cookie to melt into the dough. But the chocolate held its shape. The recipe gained widespread acclaim and on chocolate bar packaging after Ruth sold the rights to it, leading to the popularization of packaged cookie. The process begins with the dough. In 1997, the chocolate chip cookie declared the official state cookie of Massachusetts. Commercial bakeries began churning out cookies in large quantities. Most cookie factories use the wire cutting method to shape the dough. This method works by mixers to maintain uniformity in every batch. In factories, automated systems carefully measure and feed the ingredient dough through a mold to form shapes, and then cutting it into even easily without stopping the production line. The machine can also have its own conveyor to move the dough straight to the oven at 50 pieces per minute. It can be placed above the conveyor belt or oven band and with a sharp wire. The machine can cut up for smooth processing. Besides the popular wire cutting method, uses a nozzle to shape the dough into different designs. Like patterns, cookies can also be shaped in various ways with an automatic dough extruder, bun shapes, or even round cookies. This It's baking time. Industrial ovens are like the superheroes of baking. Way of shaping the dough. Use super precise temperature control and airflow system. Make sure the heat is always just right. After baking, the golden brown perfect cookie is a fine art that requires a careful balance of heat to the exact temperature of the oven. Achieving the ideal cookie involves these are carefully transferred to a cooling tower and techniques. From the way the butter is then meets the eye. Pass quality control. They are moved to the packaging area. Automate. Once the cookies in trays, bags, or boxes, depending on the product type and market requirements. Means drop a comment and let us know. Catch you in the next video. Besides the usual cookie flavors, know any cool or unique